All right, man, Torture Talk, 6 o'clock show. You know what it is, man, 6 o'clock show. Hey, how y'all doing, man? I'm almost there. I'm almost looking right. I got the hair done, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't get to shave and all that good stuff yet, but that's coming soon. All right, man, so look, this video is going to be very interesting, and I'm going to try not to get mad. But this video is going to be very interesting. So this video is about Kendrick Lamar being control opposition for the music industry and how he is a devil worshiper. Y'all heard that right. A demon worshiper, devil worshiper, Kendrick Lamar. So I had debunked one of this guy's videos before. So we're going to go through this one because this is a new video he did. And before I get to that, you know, I got to get my spiel. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 13, 14, 15,000 subscribers. And yes, I am the king of the North. Let me know what kingdom you from. So let's get right to the video, man, because this is important and I got a lot to say. Okay, all right. So I noticed that he put in the title, Kendrick Lamar is control opposition, but he didn't want to put in the title, what's the name? But his channel is called Truth Is, and he does a lot of videos where he says he exposes the music industry, but I don't understand how you can expose the music industry if you don't work in the music industry. And a lot of times we don't know. A lot of times it's all speculative. You know what I'm saying? Do I say that there's some satanic demon stuff going on? Obviously, any and everywhere that's happening, not just the music industry, but for some reason, we always got to throw this on artists that are successful, especially black artists that are successful. We have to throw this demon, oh, they're being controlled by demons all over them, but we don't necessarily do that to the other genres. But we're going to talk about it today. Yes, we are. The king is here. You know what it is. So let's get it, man. Let's start it off.
Right now, Kendrick Lamar is the biggest rapper in the music industry, coming off an amazing year.
I just want to say one thing. Pay attention to the wording, music industry. You know what I'm saying? Implying that when you're in the industry, you're controlled. But I'm going to explain to you how he's wrong about that, because I'm going to explain to you how this works in a second. And I can almost guarantee you that whatever he listens to is the same. But we're going to talk about that. Let's go.
2024, he's managed to get the culture behind him. After winning 5 awards at the 2025 Grammys, it seems like he's untouchable. So many people love him and see him as a breath of fresh air in hip-hop. A rapper who's not always rapping about the same hip-hop tropes. Instead, fills his songs with strong cultural messages. Kendrick is seen as a hero by his fans, one of the last real cultural warriors, the new Tupac, the man who is willing to take on the entire industry and who is for the people. While at first, long ago, I might have believed that, over the years I've realized that Kendrick isn't what most people think he is. While he seems to be Hollywood's opposition, in reality, this whole time he was just controlled opposition. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about the truth about Kendrick Lamar. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my patrons know, I just released a new Patreon
Okay, so he's saying that he want to release the truth about Kendrick Lamar. This is the truth. Remember, he's saying these words, the truth. So when you say that this is the truth about somebody, you gotta be real careful what you're saying, because especially nowadays, because people will come after you. I'm not saying that Kendrick's gonna come after him, but you can't say this is the truth about somebody when you don't have no definitive evidence of it. You just basically going off your opinion. You know what I'm saying? This is just your opinion. You don't know if Kendrick Lamar sits in a room and does satanic rituals. You don't know that. But you said this is the truth. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Exclusive. This exclusive video is about the Sacrifice Castle, one of the elite's hubs where they go to perform their sinister rituals. If you're one of my members, you can find the link to this video in the description. Thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. I wanted to start this video by saying that I actually hesitated when making this video. I started it and then I stopped. I felt that no matter what evidence I showed, most people would just choose to ignore it. They would see me as either attacking Kendrick or defending Drake. For some reason, I can't be critical of Kendrick without being on Drake's side.
All right, so let me stop it there. This really makes me mad when people do stuff like this, right? Because see, what they're doing is they're playing word semantics with you. They're trying to basically bait you into, you can't really give an opinion about it, because if you do give an opinion about it, obviously you think that he doesn't like Drake or he doesn't like Kendrick. So if I say that you're wrong about it, you already set it up to the point where I can't really say you're wrong, because if I say you're wrong, it'll look like I'm just saying you're wrong because I'm saying that you're a Kendrick hater. No, you're just wrong. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Because to me, it makes me mad when people do stuff like this. Well, I can't really say nothing about it because if I do, people are just going to criticize me and say that Kendrick really didn't do it, or like, you know what I'm saying? So it's annoying that when people do that, they try to set up the argument before you even make an argument. They already drew a conclusion for you. It's like, how you draw my conclusion for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I criticize your work because you're talking about Kendrick, doesn't necessarily mean because I think you hate Kendrick. No, I just think that you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand why people do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, yeah, let me set up this so this way I'm gonna preface this by saying this, so if the king makes a video about me, it just looks like he's hating anyway. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
For those who have watched my channel since day one, you know one of my first videos was exposing Drake. Since then, I have made plenty of videos exposing Drake, more than I've done on Kendrick. But since the record label successfully managed to create a war between Kendrick fans and Drake fans, any criticism that is said about Kendrick, people automatically assume you're on Drake's side. The reason
You see what I mean? You gotta justify by you telling us you made all these videos about Drake. You're talking about Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about Drake. You're talking about Kendrick. And another thing you said that really kind of like is kind of weird to me, that you would say that the record label successfully pinned Kendrick and Drake fans against each other, created a war. No, they didn't. The record label didn't create this war. It was Drake who created this war. He was the one who kept on doing it for years and years and years, kept taking shots at Kendrick. Kendrick did it out of the spirit of competition. He even said it in Control. He said that. But Drake took it serious. You can't say that the record label did this. No, the record label didn't pin these two against each other. Drake said something on First Person Shooter. They were saying stuff on First Person Shooter, him and J. Cole. And what happened? Kendrick came in and smacked that ad. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened.
Finally decided to make this video was for two reasons. In my video about Ab-Soul, I asked you guys if you would like me to cover Kendrick's new album, and many of you said yes. The other reason is because I prayed on it and I felt some kind of clarity come over me. I felt assured that what I had to say about Kendrick was truly important, and those who were clever enough to understand it will. The rest who will get mad at me and leave hateful comments or even unsubscribe would at least have the seed planted in them. That seed would eventually grow, and hopefully, God willing, they would see the truth for themselves eventually. Now, for those that think that because I'm making this video, I have something against Kendrick, that just isn't true. I truly don't have any hate in my heart for anyone. I actually used to love Kendrick.
Bro, you're a hypocrite. You can't tell me that you are making a video about Kendrick Lamar being a devil worshiper, demon, whatever you want to call him, and then say that you don't like, that you hate, doesn't hate him. Bro, so are you telling us that you actually like demons? Are you saying that, yeah, I actually like demons, this demon I like? Are you saying that? Because you're about to frame this man into being some type of devil worshiper or a demon, or even a devil in the flesh himself. You know what I'm saying? Or being manipulated by the devils in the music industry. But then you sit here and say, I like Kendrick. What are you saying? You like Kendrick? Which one is it? I don't know. Maybe I need to run that back a little bit to see what he's talking about.
Eventually. Now, for those that think that because I'm making this video, I have something against Kendrick, that just isn't true. I truly don't have any hate in my heart for anyone. I actually used to love Kendrick's music growing up. I loved many of his songs on his album Section 80. I was actually listening to his music before he went mainstream. I used to have a roommate who spent a lot of his time on—
I get that word again. Mainstream. Remember I told you. Remember that word. Mainstream.
the blogs. He managed to catch many upcoming rappers early, and he showed me Kendrick Lamar early on. I truly enjoyed his music, and at first, I felt like many, that he was a breath of fresh air in hip-hop. I thought that there was no way Kendrick was going to be a big star, because he seemed to go against the mainstream machine. But then that all started to change, and Kendrick was not only accepted by mainstream music, but he was praised by them. He won award after award and performed at all the big industry events. For whatever reason,
This is what really makes me mad about these dudes. So what you're doing is you're using relevant, I'm talking literally just happened. You're using what just happened. You know what I'm saying? Which makes me believe that you're going to use something recent. You just literally used him winning an award at the Grammys just last Sunday. Just Sunday that just passed. And you say he winning award after award. I'm telling you, what kills me is, for some reason, it's always the black artists that all of these people go after, saying that they are being controlled by demons. This is what really makes me mad about dudes like this. So all of a sudden now Kendrick Lamar is being controlled. He's control opposition. Control opposition to who? To Drake or to the fans? Which one is it? I need to understand this. Let's keep it going.
even though Kendrick's music appeared to have an opposing message to what the industry promoted, they still promoted him and praised him. This was the first thing to make me suspicious of Kendrick, as I know who owns the music industry and what agenda—
Wait a minute. So you just said that, let's run this back, because I need to hear what you just said.
opposing message to what the industry promoted them. He won award after award and performed at all the big industry events. For whatever reason, even though Kendrick's music appeared to have an opposing message to what the industry promoted, they still promoted him and praised him. This was the first thing to make me suspicious of Kendrick, as I—
And that right there, that right there is what makes me mad when people do stuff like that. So let me get this right. You're telling the world here that his messaging is opposed to what the music industry is. And the music industry was still promoting them. That's what you're saying. I'm gonna explain to you why the music industry is the way it is before we even go any further. Because I can see right now you think this is between gods and demons when it comes to the music. No, it's between broke niggas and rich niggas. That's all it is. The music industry is worried about making money. That's it. All the music industry want to do is make money. So if you are rapping about Christianity, God, going to heaven, and it's selling, that's all they care about. If you're rapping about demonic things and this and that, spirits and all that stuff, that's all they care about. If you're rapping about real estate and making houses and selling, and that's all they care about. That's it. They're all about making money. What's the revenue? How are we going to get a return on this? And the reason why I say that is because Kendrick Lamar has been successful at doing it with a message. So they are about making money. That's it. That's it. If he produces the music and put the music out and the music is selling, they're going to keep on pushing it. If the music isn't selling, even if it's whatever you want to call it, if it's not selling, it's not being, then that's it. But I want you to explain to me how you can say that he is controlled opposition when the messaging in the music is positive. So even if he's controlled opposition, it's still giving off a positive message. So what are we here for? Are we here for positive messaging, or are we here for messaging that's just not good? Which one? Because you can't tell me that when someone becomes a big artist or a big star, that if they still have positive messaging, in your opinion, they're still controlled opposition, even though that they're still helping people. I'm taking it like it has to be some type of give and take eventually, because it has to be where at a certain point, even if you're saying that he's being controlled by the music industry, if his messaging is resonating with people and helping them, then how can you say that he's being controlled? If it is being controlled, how can you say it's bad? That's what I need to understand. That's what I need to understand.
Know who owns the music industry and what agenda they have set for hip-hop. Hip-hop was being used to promote a lifestyle that was built to destroy the urban community. Music that would encourage destructive life choices that would keep the urban community in spiritual and literal chains. So it just wouldn't make sense for
Bro, again, I already know that you ain't black. I'm just gonna put it out there. I know you're not black. That's number one. Number two, you don't know what hip hop was created for. In hip hop, you're basically saying that hip hop wasn't even created by the music industry. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Here's my thing. The same way they promote movies, action movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's all subjective. You don't supposed to take that serious. That is how hip hop music is when it comes to certain things in the streets. It's supposed to just be music. This is the reason why, well, I don't know if now they might have changed this law, but this is the reason why they don't use lyrics in court. I think they do now, but before they didn't. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, you can't sit here and say that hip hop music was created to keep black people in chains and mentally in chains or whatever you said. You can't say that, because that's not why hip hop was created. It just so happens that rappers just started rapping like that. They started rapping about the streets. And again, people love it. That doesn't mean that the music industry is demons and they are controlling black people and making them rap that way. If every rapper said we're not rapping like that no more, and we just want to rap about, cheeseburgers, the music industry will go along with them rapping about cheeseburgers. That's what I'm saying to you.
to promote and praise the one artist who opposed everything they stood for, unless Kendrick was created to purposely oppose the industry's message, a controlled opposition agent put in place to be an adversary to hip-hop's corrupting message that they had control over. They would use Kendrick to infiltrate the counterconscious movement in hip-hop so that they can control both sides. It's a classic strategy used by—
Get the fuck out of here, bro. You doing way too much now, bro. You doing way too much, bro. You're doing way too much. First of all, conscious music wasn't even that. It's not even a thing. It's not even a big thing. Conscious music was not a thing, bro. No, it was not. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar came in and he did some things with conscious music, but it's never been a big money maker. You know what I'm saying? It's never been that. That's just that. But for some reason, you're trying to connect him being conscious and saying that he's infiltrating the music industry, is controlling him to infiltrate and go against the music in the streets that you literally just said that's hurting black people. So what are you saying? Are you saying that they created him to destroy something that they created to destroy us? Is that what you're saying? I just need to understand this. You're saying that the music industry is using Kendrick to infiltrate and destroy the street rappers and all the music in the streets and get rid of that because the music industry created that to destroy us. So they're putting Kendrick in place to do what? What is he there for? Is he there to help us or to destroy us too? And if he's there to destroy us, in what way is he going to destroy us because he's a conscious rapper who's rapping about things that helping people succeed. So what are we saying here? What are you saying? You're saying that they're going to help us succeed now, but because I don't know, because it's ran by demons. I just need to understand your logic, because you're making no sense. It's making no sense to me.
The Order of the Freemasons, who believes in duality and opposing forces that they have control of. This explains how when Kendrick and Drake's beef started, the industry had no issues backing Kendrick, as he's a part of the same machine. If Kendrick was truly against the mainstream machine, Drake would have won that beef, because Drake was literally the mainstream's
Bro, so what are you saying? So for 15 years, Drake has been a part of the same machine. And for some reason, because Kendrick won a battle, and this is what, when people say they believe that you're saying something against Kendrick, this is the reason right here. That one part right there lets me know that you are literally against Kendrick. That one part, which you just said. So Drake is exempt from this, even though they're both being pushed by the machine. He's exempt from this. Let me hear this again, because this is crazy.
No issues backing Kendrick, as he's a part of the same machine. If Kendrick was truly against the mainstream machine, Drake would have won that beef, because Drake was literally the mainstream's biggest artist. But the machine had no issues siding with Kendrick, because they were both wings on the same beast. They were both signed to the same record label, UMG, and they both were controlled by the same people. Now, they're
both not controlled by the same people, and they're both not signed to the Kendrick deal is totally different from Drake's deal. Totally different. It's not the same. It's not the same. If you look at the bottom of Not Like Us, and you look at the bottom of Family Matters, you'll see the big difference. It's not the same. That's your wrong one right there. So I'm gonna give you that one. That one was wrong. That was wrong. I believe Kendrick Lamar he's signed to his own label, but then under that, I believe he's a part of Interscope or something like that. And then I believe, what's the name, is the distribution deal or something like that. Drake is totally different. Totally different.
I'd like all of you to think critically about this. If Kendrick was against the elite and the industry machine, would the elite and the industry machine gift him 22 Grammy Awards over the span of his career? In this year's Grammy...
Bro. So... This really pisses me off, yo. This really makes me mad. So let me get this right. So you're telling me because he won awards, he is automatically being controlled by the industry. So basically you're saying that every artist that ever wins awards from the Grammys, because for some reason, the Grammys got to be a demonic entity. It's a demonic award. So Michael Jackson, every artist that won Grammys, even gospel artists, even the gospel. So is the gospel artists a part of the demons too? Is this what you're saying? They're controlled too, the gospel artists? I need to understand this, because Yolanda Adams, Mary, all of them, yeah, Are they, what's the name? Kurt Franklin. I believe they won Grammys. I believe they did. I believe they have a whole section for gospel. So they're controlled by demons too. I need you to do a video about that. Do a video about that. Do a video about all the Christian rappers, all the Christian artists who get Grammys. Do a video about how they control opposition and they control demons too. Because it seemed to me like you're doing this to a lot of black artists and a lot of artists like Kendrick Lamar, but you won't do it to them. So I want to see a video. Maybe you did. I didn't see it on your page, but maybe you did. But I need to see a video you talking about gospel artists getting Grammys and how they control opposition by the music industry. Because guess what? Most of them are ran by the same music industry too. Same thing.
He won 5 awards. Does that sound like an artist who was against the mainstream machine? What this proves to us is that Kendrick wants to appear like a warrior for the culture, while at the same time being rewarded by the machine that's destroying it. It doesn't work. Now, while on the surface level, Kendrick might seem like a conscious rapper with an important message, when you start to dissect his message, you notice it truly isn't that deep. It's fake wokeness, created in the label's office to give off the illusion of conscious music, while still having the same destructive themes of self-worship, division, and materialism that led to the death of the soul. In Kendrick's Mr.
That's crazy, yo. Yo, that's crazy. That right there is nuts. That's crazy work, what you just said, bro. That's crazy. You literally said that Kendrick Lamar is fake woke. He's fake woke. But the first thing you said was you don't have nothing against Kendrick. You literally put a label on him and said he was fake woke. That's what you said. You say he fake woke. So I need to understand this. I need to understand this.
Morale in the Big Steppers, he portrayed himself as Christ or a god for the entire album. This is exactly what the elite occultists are pushing through every form of media. They try their hardest to convince man that we don't need God or Jesus, and that we are our own God. In Kendrick's music video and
this nigga dumb, bro. You're dumb, bro. You're dumb, bro. You're saying that you hope people jump in the comments and they miss the bigger picture. You missed the bigger picture about that whole thing, bro. He literally wasn't saying that he was Jesus. He was saying that for his family, he's going to protect his family. That's the reason why he had it on the album cover. That's why he had the crown on the album cover, because he's saying in his house, he's God and he's going to protect his family. You see the bullet holes in the wall, bro. He got the gun in his back pocket saying, look, for mine, I'm going to protect mine. Also, too, you know that it's an eye for an eye. I'm a spiritual man, but I have flaws. That's what the cover means, dog. It doesn't mean what you're saying. You're saying that he's fake woke. How? How is he fake woke? I need to understand this, because you're throwing these terms out there and you're not explaining it. Explain to me how he's fake woke. Maybe you're going to in the video. I need to see this. But I'm saying, if you're bringing up Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, the whole album is about him becoming more of a better person. You know what I'm saying? All the things he's been through in his life. And the reason why he's wearing the crown is because he's saying, look, I have Christ in me as well, but I am out here to protect my family no matter what. That's why he has the gun in his back pocket.
Performances, he showed himself mocking Christ, depicting himself as his own savior and as divine. While he told people in his music that he wasn't their savior, he presented himself as their savior and mocked them while doing it. Kendrick is pushing the same illuminated self.
Again, bro, you are way off base, bro. You way off base. You are way off base with this one, bro. So he mocked people. He mocked people because he wore a crown and he said, I'm not your savior. I just explained to you what that meant. He never said he was your savior. He said he's protecting his family. That's what he said. He never said I'm protecting everybody. Kendrick's been saying he's not everybody's savior for a long time. He's been saying that.
Worship ideologies, as Lucifer did in the Garden of Eden, telling his audience that they are their own savior, their own God. Really, it's what the machine is using him to push. He is just a puppet like every other artist who sells their souls for money and fame by signing the dotted line. When they sign that dotted line, they are agreeing to be used to destroy their own people, to live out their dreams. In Kendrick's new album, GNX, we see this in full effect.
Bro. Where's your evidence of this? I don't understand this, bro. To me, it just seems like this is what really makes me mad about you dudes who make videos like this, right? Especially about black artists, because I never see y'all talk about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I never see this. It's always about a black artist who becomes successful. Oh, he's selling out his people. Oh, because he got 15 Grammys. Oh, man, he's a devil worshiper. He has to be. There's something must be wrong because he is winning. To me, this is exactly what it sounds like. This sounds like you are literally saying this because he's black. Because I don't see, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to go on your page and see, but I don't see no other artists on there. Most of the stuff on there is about black artists that you're seeing are devil worshipers or they are being exposed. That's all I'm saying. So what are we talking about here? You're saying that Kendrick Lamar, he signed the dotted line, and now he sold his soul to the music industry, and now he's controlled opposition by the music industry. Like, come on, bro. Like, I used to be. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. I used to be all into Illuminati. I'm talking like to the point where I was all into Bilderbergs, to Skull and Crossbones, anything you could think of, the illuminated ones. I was all into that, and then I realized that it's all garbage. It's all garbage. It's all garbage because a lot of times, I put it to you like this. A lot of times they make you think something that's not nothing. People like him, I'm saying. And they don't never provide any type of evidence. The only thing they do is they give you it's like a pyramid scheme. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, okay, I'll give you the truth, but you gotta subscribe to my Patreon. You got to pay $10 a month and I'll come with the truth. And then they won't come with the truth. They'll come with something and say, oh yeah, well, this is a paper. Look at this. I can't make it out clearly, but it's right here in front of you so you can see it. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird to me that every time a black artist gets to a certain point, he's good. They said the same thing about Michael Jackson. The same thing about Prince. As soon as they get to a certain point, oh yeah, he's controlled by the devil. He's a devil worshiper. Soon as they get to a certain point, you know what I'm saying? You're saying that Kendrick Lamar is a conscious rapper who's being used to kill off street music or street rap to kill off black people? To go against his own kind? How? I don't understand.
He has one important song that reveals who he really is and what his true purpose is. Kendrick's album GNX came out months after beating Drake in the beef of the decade. It was automatically seen as a great album, with the entirety of hip-hop unanimously calling it the album of the year. His fans that listened to this album didn't notice the song that he placed in there to reveal what he really is. The song was no other than Reincarnated. It is a song that tells us all we need to know about Kendrick and who he really thinks he is. In his song Reincarnated, Kendrick lets us know that the spirit of Lucifer lives within him, like it does in all huge stars. He tells us in the song,
bro. All right, bro. All right, I'm gonna let you rock on this one, and then I'm going to debunk your shit, bro. I'm gonna let you rock and see what you gotta say. Not rock like you write. I'm gonna let you rock, see what you gotta say. But I can almost guarantee you that you get the whole thing wrong. I can almost guarantee it. I put it on everything. I can almost guarantee it.
That he was kicked out of heaven for rebelling against God. He also lets us know that what he represents and teaches is the concept of self-worship and man being their own God through the forbidden knowledge. In the first verse, he raps as the artist John Lee Hooker, also known as the Boogeyman, with Kendrick implying that his...
Okay, this one right here, it might be slightly wrong, and I'm gonna tell y'all why, right? Because if you look up the date of John Lee Hooker, it's not the same as the date of when he was born. And I believe he was from a different state than what Kendrick said in his song. So this might not be the same person. You know what I'm saying? And I think Kendrick probably did that on purpose, but let's keep it going.
Spirit was once the same spirit that possessed John Lee Hooker. He rapped, "I got this fire burning in me from within. Concentrated thoughts on who I used to be. I'm shedding skin. Every day a new version of me. A third of me demented, cemented in pain. Juggling the pros and cons of fame. I don't know how to make friends. I'm a lonely soul. I recollect this isolation I was 4 years old. Truth be told, I've been battling myself, trying to navigate the real and the fake. Cynical about the judgment day. I did pass life regression last year, and it effed me up. Reincarnated on this earth for 100+. Body after body, lesson after lesson. Let's take it back to Michigan in 1947. My father kicked me out the house, cause I wouldn't listen to him. I don't care about his influence, only love what I was doing. Gifted as a musician, I played guitar on a grand level. The most talented where I'm from, but I had to rebel. And I'm so off in the sunset, searching for my place in the world. With my guitar up on my hip, as the story unfurled, I found myself with a pocket full of money and a whole lot of respect. While the record business loved me, I was head of rhythm and blues, the woman that fell to their feet, so many to choose. But I manipulated power as I lied to the masses, died with money. Gluttony was too attractive, reincarnated. There's a lot of important information in this verse. First, we see him make a reference to having this concentrated fire within him. This is actually connected to occult knowledge and illumination through forbidden knowledge. This is referring to the fire of Prometheus. Prometheus was the god who stole the fire from the Olympian gods and gave it to man, disobeying the gods. In this case,
Okay, so all right. So are you mixing traditional Christianity with Greek mythology? Is that what you're doing? I need to understand that. Because I could have swore Prometheus was from Greek mythology. So are you saying that because I could swear, I don't know if I'm right or wrong about this, but I thought that was wrong for you to do. I thought you couldn't use Greek mythology when explaining Christianity or anything that has to do with the Bible. I thought you couldn't do that. I thought that was actually wrong. I thought a lot of people were saying, no, that's you can't do that. But you're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. So you're basically saying that Prometheus was what? Was Lucifer? Is that what you're saying? Because he stole the fire and gave it to the people? Because I believe Prometheus gave people the fire. I believe he gave people fire because the Olympic gods didn't want them to have fire. So he stole the fire and gave it to them. So I'm just trying to understand, are you saying that he's Lucifer? Like what is it?
The fire represents forbidden knowledge, the knowledge of good and evil, which Prometheus took from the gods and gave to man so they can be as the gods. Prometheus is another representation of Lucifer, who through the serpent led Adam and Eve to the forbidden knowledge. In this verse, Kendrick is referring to himself as Prometheus and Lucifer. He has the fire within him, which is the forbidden knowledge. He then continues in the song by talking about being reincarnated and how he's been in body after body, telling his life as the musician John Lee Hooker. The most important part of this verse was when he rapped, "But I manipulated power as I lied to the masses, died with money. Gluttony was too attractive, reincarnated." Kendrick admits that he manipulated his power and lied to the masses, again referring to the forbidden knowledge and Lucifer who
Again, Kendrick Lamar didn't admit this about himself. It's a metaphor. Bro, you can't be serious, bro. It's a metaphor. Like, what are we talking about? Kendrick Lamar didn't admit this about himself because he's still alive. So you can't say, oh, well, if he's saying died with money and gluttony was too attractive, you know what I'm saying? Like reincarnated. Let me let him finish because I want to see something. Let's keep it going.
Deceive mankind. We also see how he admits that at the end, the forbidden knowledge still ended in death. Even though Lucifer claimed that through the forbidden knowledge man wouldn't die, the forbidden knowledge still corrupted their souls and ended in their death. Sin still took the victory as they were enslaved by it. Kendrick is telling us that through this forbidden knowledge, the knowledge of Prometheus, he gained the power and used it to manipulate the masses. But it also led to his downfall because it corrupted him. In the second verse, he raps, "Another life had placed me as a black woman in the chitlin circuit. Seductive vocalist as the promoter hit the curtains. My voice was angelic, straight from heaven. The crowd sobbed. A musical genius, what the articles emphasized. Had everything I wanted, but I couldn't escape addiction. Needles had me in fatal positions restricted. Turned on my family. I went wherever cameras be. No private planes for my insanity. Self-indulged, discipline never been my sentiments. I needed drugs. To me, an 8-ball was penicillin. F-love. My happiness was in that brown sugar. Sex and melodies gave me hope when nobody was looking. My first assistant was a small-town scholar. Never did a quaalude till I got myself around her. My daddy looked the other way. He saw sin in me. I died with syringes pinched in me. Reincarnated. In this verse, Kendrick claims to now be reincarnated in a female artist, who just like the last artist, used the forbidden knowledge to achieve what she wanted, but at the end, sin still destroyed her soul. Kendrick is letting us know.
Yo, bro, you just skipped the whole thing. So look, you said that he reincarnated into a female artist, which is true in this song, right? But you're saying that that female artist used the forbidden knowledge to become successful? Like I don't understand what you're saying. It's like you kind of skipped over that part. You skipped over that part. The other part you little broke down a little bit, but this one you skipped over it. I wonder why. Because I believe that you're starting to realize that maybe you're reaching. Maybe you're reaching me. And I'm gonna explain to you why I believe you're reaching. I'm gonna explain why I think you're reaching on this one.
That all these artists have been using Lucifer's forbidden knowledge, trying to achieve illumination, trying to become God, but at the end, it still destroyed them and took their soul. The last verse is the most important and brings all of this together. He raps in the last verse, "My present life is Kendrick Lamar, a rapper looking at the lyrics to keep you in awe. The only factor I respected was raising the bar. My instincts send material straight to the charts. My father kicked me out the house. I finally forgive him. I'm old enough to understand the way I was living. Ego and pride had me looking at him with resentment. I close my eyes, hoping I don't come off as contentious. I'm yelling, 'Father, did I finally get it right?' Everything I did was selfless. I spoke freely when the people needed me. I helped them. I didn't gloat, even told them no when the vultures came. Took control of my fleshly blood when the money changed. Son, you do well, but your heart is closed. I can tell residue that lingers from your past creates itself. Father, I'm not perfect. I got urges, but I hold them down. But your pride has to die. Okay, Father, show me how. Tell me every deed that you've done and what you did it for. I kept 100 institutions paid. Okay, tell me more. I put 100 hoods on one stage. Okay, tell me more. I'm trying to push peace in LA, but you love war. No, I don't. Oh, yes, you do. Okay, then tell me the truth. Every individual is only a version of you. How can they forgive when there's no forgiveness in your heart? I can tell you where I'm going. I can tell you who you are. You fell out of heaven because you was anxious. Didn't like authority, only searched to be heinous. Isaiah 14 was the only thing that was prevalent. My greatest music director was you. It was colors, it was pinks, it was red, it was blues. It was harmony and motion. I sent you down to earth because you was broken. Rehabilitation, not psychosis. But now we're here now. Centuries you manipulated man with music. Embodied you as a superstar to see how you moving. You came a long way from garnishing evilish views. All I ever wanted from you was love and approval. I learned a lot. No more putting these people in fear. The more that world is diminished, the more it's not real. The more light that I can capture, the more I can feel. I'm using words for inspiration as an idea, so you can promise that you won't take your gifts for granted. I promise that I'll use my gifts to bring understanding. For every man, woman, and child, how much can you vow? I vow my life just to live one in harmony now. You crushed a lot of people, keeping their thoughts in captivity, and I'm ashamed that I ever created that enemy. Then let's rejoice where we're at. I rewrote the devil's story just to take our power back. Reincarnated. In this verse, Kendrick is talking as himself, the ultimate artist who used the forbidden knowledge without letting it corrupt and destroy him. What he is implying is that he used the forbidden knowledge, and unlike the other artists, it didn't destroy him. He is telling us he is a follower of Lucifer, and he is painting Lucifer as a liberator like the occultist.
No, he's not. Did you listen to the last part? Like, what are we talking about, bro? No, he's not. He's not saying that bro. He's literally talking to God. He's talking to God in the verse. So basically, this is what it is. And I'll let him finish, but this is what it is. This whole song is based off of Lucifer being in everyone when it comes to musicians, anything, right? Devil, Lucifer, whoever you want to call him. He moves from body to body. He finally gets to Kendrick Lamar, right? And when he gets to Kendrick Lamar basically overcame it. He literally is having a conversation with God saying that he was corrupted. And he didn't even know that he was corrupted by it. That's what he's saying in the song. When he said, no, he said, no, I don't. He said, oh, yes, you do. then tell me the truth. Because he didn't understand why he was the way he was. This is what he's saying. But this applies to everybody that has the devil in them. If you are a spiritual person or whatever, they say you have the devil in you if you do some evilish things or whatever. Oh, the devil was in me that day. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is. His song is a metaphor, bro. You're literally trying to attach him to devil worshiping. Even though he's talking to God about him basically saying to God, I don't know what's going on with me. I mean, for you to be a devil worshiper, you would have to know that you're a devil worshiper. He's explaining in third person. The song is in third person, bro. He's looking from the outside in and showing you what it is. Basically, he's rapping as you looking at him. What are we talking about, bro?
Believe. He finally admits that this forbidden knowledge that all these other artists use came from Lucifer. We know this because the rest of the verse plays out as a conversation between God and Lucifer. There's also several hints of this in the verse.
It doesn't play out. It doesn't play out as a conversation between God and Lucifer. It doesn't. It doesn't, bro. If you want to say that it plays, if you want to say that it plays out, if you want to say that it plays out in a conversation as Lucifer, as him, I don't know, sleeping or something, and he's dreaming, I don't know, but he literally said my present life as Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? So if he's talking in third person, okay. I just don't understand it. I really don't. I don't understand it. Let me run it back a little bit, see what he's talking about.
That all these other artists use came from Lucifer. We know this because the rest of the verse plays out as a conversation between God and Lucifer. There's also several hints of this in the verse as
I disagree with that. I disagree with you saying that the conversation between God and Lucifer, if Kendrick Lamar is saying he is the present life of Kendrick Lamar, and he basically saying that he didn't understand what was coming over him. So I don't think that it was a conversation between him and Lucifer. I think that because and then at the end of that, he said he rewrote the double story to take our power back. So I don't think that he was saying that he is Lucifer. I don't think he was saying he's Lucifer. He was basically saying like, the devil is in us and I got rid of it. That's basically what he's saying. And at the end of that, that should totally debunk your whole argument. I rewrote the double story to take our power back. I rewrote the double story to take our power back. I rewrote the double story to take our power back. You promise you'll bring understanding? I promise I'll bring understanding. I promise to live my life in harmony now. And I'm ashamed that I've created that enemy. How are you saying he's worshiping the devil when he's literally telling you that he's ashamed of all these things? And how is he talking as the devil? Does the devil say he's ashamed of anything? I mean, does the devil say he's ashamed of anything? I need to understand this because I think the last part, maybe the first part you had a little whatever, but the last part you're totally wrong about. Totally wrong.
Ends the verse by saying, I rewrote the devil's story. This implies that he used the forbidden knowledge, and instead of leading to death and destruction, he managed to save himself, becoming his own God and earning his own salvation through the knowledge, not being corrupted by using this forbidden knowledge like the other artists before him. Another important part was when he tells us for centuries you manipulated man with music, embodied you as a superstar to see how you're moving. This is again referring to Kendrick using Lucifer's forbidden knowledge to manipulate the masses. Another lyric that indicates Kendrick representing himself as Lucifer was when he rapped, "You fell out of heaven cause you was anxious, didn't like authority, only searched to be heinous. My greatest music director was you. It was colors, it was pinks, it was reds, it was blue. It was harmony and motion. I sent you down to earth cause you was broken." Many people believe that Lucifer was the head of the choir in heaven, and that his most powerful gift was the power of music. Kendrick is playing off of this and implying that Lucifer is the god of music here on earth, the god of the forbidden knowledge, the music that they've used to manipulate the masses. In this verse, Kendrick makes it clear that he is having a conversation with God, and he is representing Lucifer, claiming that Lucifer has reincarnated inside of him. What he means by this is that he used the forbidden knowledge of Lucifer to become his own god, claiming that he finally was able to ascend to a level of illumination instead of the knowledge corrupting him. He's telling us he rewrote the devil's story, and instead of it leading to the fall of man, it led to the rise of man as a god. This song is not only blasphemous, but pushes the same ideologies that all of the music industry pushes. This is why Kendrick compared himself to several other artists. He's telling us that he finally achieved.
What I don't understand is, how would you say, if you, all right, bro, you got to slow down. You're saying that this song is blasphemous, right? And from my understanding, blasphemous means fake, right? Means not real, right? Means somebody is basically not telling the truth. Let's just see. Hey Siri, what does blasphemous mean? Okay, so you basically saying that this song is blasphemous because it's going against God. But throughout the whole song, you're basically saying what exactly happened, what God exactly did, because at the end of the verse, God said that he kicked him out of heaven. So how is this song blasphemous if he's literally telling what happened? Is that not what happened? You literally just explained that. You explained that. You said that Lucifer was the angel of music in heaven. That's what you said, right? And now you're saying that this song is blasphemous because Kendrick Lamar is rapping from the perspective of being how would I say, not manipulated, but being possessed or being influenced by the devil. But you're saying it's blasphemous. How is it blasphemous? Is this song against God? When he literally had a conversation with God at the end and he said, I rewrote the devil's story. So how is it blasphemous? Again, I'm telling you, a lot of y'all just do this because it's black artists and because they're successful. Because for some reason, us as black artists, we have to be devil worshipers when we're successful. We have to be, he works, he's a devil worshiper because he's in the music industry.
Illumination through the forbidden teachings that has made him a god on earth. This is what Kendrick has been showing us for the last few years. That's the reason why he wore the crown of thorns, comparing himself to Jesus. He is trying to show us that he is illuminated. All of these videos with him showing himself levitating like a god, this is what he is telling us. Kendrick is an occultist. He is pushing a message of corruption, and it's the reason why the industry rewards him. He's managed to fool the masses into thinking he's on our side.
What message of corruption is he promoting though? Because you're saying that he's pushing a message. Okay, let's go with your argument. Let's just say Kendrick Lamar is an occultist, right? Show me what messaging is he promoting that's actually bad. Show me that. Because you're saying that he's a occultist. Like I could show you some rappers who say some egregious things and there's some really wild things. You know what I'm saying? But show me where, because every one of his songs that I see from most of his music and his albums are positive music. So what are you saying? What are you saying? You took one song out of his whole catalog, which he has multiple songs, hundreds of songs. You took one song and said, oh yeah, he's an occultist. He's a devil worshiper. He thinks he's illuminated. He thinks he's a god. This is what you're saying. But yet and still, you're not pointing to any point of reference. You're using one song to try to justify everything that you said. I need to hear all the songs you're talking about. Point out the other songs. I need to debate this dude. Because I need to understand where you're coming from. What are we saying here? You're giving a general statement off of one song, one creative song at that. Say, oh, see, he's a devil worshiper. Like, come on, bro. Let us talk about it. Let's talk about it. And Kendrick Lamar's always been a artist that had spiritual connections in all his music. Everything he ever did, he's been saying this. So he's been since back then. He was like that too. Come on, bro. The first album he talked about it. Lord God, I hope you. The first song he talked about it. He's always been that way. In every one of his albums. Every one of his albums he talked about it. So I need to understand, what are you talking about?
For that reason only, the industry puts him on a pedestal. It's the reason they granted him 22 Grammy Awards. If Kendrick was against the industry, he would have 0 awards and half of the world would know nothing about him. I'm making this video in hopes of
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. That's some bullshit, bro. That's some bullshit, bro. That's some bullshit. To me, that is one of the biggest bullshits I ever heard. So you telling me that if he was against the music industry, he wouldn't have no awards. But then in the same breath, you say that he's been against the music industry. He's been winning awards since he's been against the music industry, bro. What are you saying? What are we talking about? I don't understand this. Like, do the music industry pick the winners, or do the fans pick the winners? Which one? I'm mind blown by how ignorant these people are to certain things, that they cherry pick certain things and say, yeah, this is what it is. But it's only with black artists, though. I need you to do some gospel artists, nigga. I need that. I need to do some gospel artists. I need you to do some white artists. Let's talk about that. Because to me, it just seemed like all of a sudden now, every black artist is a devil worshiper. Jay-Z, he's Illuminati. He's a billionaire. He's Illuminati. Every time somebody gets successful. Any artist that gets successful in the music industry that's black, oh, they're Illuminati. You already made the stupidest argument when you said they're using him as a conscious rapper to infiltrate the street rappers or the inner city rappers and get rid of them. To do what? To be more conscious? like what are we talking about? Come on, bro.
His fans up, showing the truth so you don't allow him to misguide you. Kendrick himself is telling us he's a follower of the forbidden knowledge, pushing this ideology of self-worship. Sadly, he has his fans so manipulated that they don't even realize it. This is the reason why the machine is pushing him, and why he is truly controlled opposition. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. If you guys would like me to cover more songs off the album, let me know in the comment section.
And they do that all the time. They do that all the time. All the time they do that. They do it all the time. They'll say stuff like, this is why if you go against him, you got to understand his fans will go crazy because the music industry got his fans. He's got his fans manipulated. Like, nigga ain't got nobody manipulated. He ain't got me manipulated. I'm just telling you that you're wrong. That's it. He ain't got me manipulated. You use one song and try to say that he's a devil worshiper or he's a follower of Lucifer. Like, come on, bro. I'm done with this, bro. Yeah, man. That shit get me mad, man. I ain't gonna lie. Because I hate when they do that to black artists, man. It just seems like every time a black artist does something, all of a sudden he's a worshiper of the devil. It's always black artists. It's always black artists. Every time, bro. Every time. It's always black artists. Every time a black artist does something, they win multiple awards. Oh, he works for the machine. He's a devil worshiper. Oh, no. He's going to manipulate the masses. You got to understand. But you say that his messaging is conscious, which would be positive. So if he has a positive message, I don't care if you try to say, well, you got to understand that they're sneaking it in there somehow, some way. It's going to get... They sneaking it in your brain. Fuck out of here with that goofy shit, man. Yeah, I'm cursing today. Because it's corny, man. It's corny. Every time a artist gets successful, all of a sudden he's a devil worshiper. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Everybody that's in the music, oh, he's trying to say he ascended to the enlightened ones. He's an enlightened one now. Like, but you never have no evidence of any of this. It's all speculative. I need to listen. Y'all don't really want to know my feelings about religion anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to even get into that because I will really have a lot of people mad, especially this goofy motherfucker. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? For real. You talking about somebody following something. Like, come on, bro. I ain't even going to get into it. But Thank y'all for joining me, man. 6 o'clock show over. You know what it is, man. All right, man. I'm out of here. See y'all. Peace. Bye. Crazy motherfucker, man.